Good afternoon, everybody. This is Roger Thunder with Ancient Soul. I'm going to divert radically today from all the chaos, bullshit, and everything else I talk about in the world, or in general. But today I'm going to introduce you to my hobbies, or one of my likes, or something that I was exposed to as a kid and just with me for life, and that's railroading, model trains, real trains, simulated trains, just trains in general. And I told a friend of mine, that about my train simulator, and so I said I'd make a video and try to show him what it was all about. So this is for him and everybody else out there, just a diversion away from the chaotic bullshit in the world. So let me see if I can set up train simulator here and go from there. Okay, so I think I got it set up, and I'm going to just jump to the train simulator. You'll still hear my voice and everything, hopefully, if this comes off right. But if not, just watch the video. It'll be interesting anyway. So here we go. Okay. So I'm just letting the video record, and hopefully it'll pick up this stuff. But this is the main entry right here into Train Simulator for whatever locomotive you choose, and for whatever route that you choose. And so today I'm going to jump in here. We're going to continue right now. I'm going to jump in. You're going to hear sound effects and everything. Okay, so this is Train Simulator, and what we have here is a classic 944 CW locomotive. They're still in use today. This looks beat up. Now this locomotive that I'm using here isn't as advanced, let's say, in the gaming as some others I have that have more bells and whistles, no pun intended, and doors that open and close and stuff like that. But for this, I thought I'd just use the basic. And one of the locomotives I like. Why? Because it looks weathered. It's weathered. It looks beat up. It's not like all brand new. So this was the original paint scheme for Santa Fe Railroad. And Santa Fe later merged with Burlington Northern Santa Fe. So you could see the colors that came in afterwards when the two merged. So it would be Burlington Northern and Santa Fe merged and became Burlington Northern Santa Fe, which we have today. And this is also the same locomotive, but in a different color. So I can use the controls on here. I hope you can see my cursor, to go inside the locomotive. So right now we're parked in Flagstaff, Arizona, one of my favorite towns for train watching in general. And we're going to simulate this particular, I think it's an auto rack. Let me check outside here. Yeah, it looks like we got auto racks, or auto carriers, on the way to market. All right, so let me jump back inside, and we're going to start to get rolling here. Now, like I say, this isn't as advanced as some of the other engines I have, but what we're going to do here is we're going to go to the control panel, and the black knob here is the brake system, the air brake system. This is exactly like a real locomotive, operates like it. Have to be real careful. Have to watch out about tonnage, cars, all kinds of stuff. So we're parked in the depot at Flagstaff, and you'll see that as we roll forward here. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to juxtapose the controls down here with these controls so you can see what's happening. So first we have the train brake, which is excuse me, air brakes for the whole train, and we're going to release those, and then we're going to go up to, you can hear the air being released, and the engine is slowly drifting forward. Next we're going to check the locomotive brake, that's off, and we're going to put it into forward on the reverser, which is down here, so you can see the reverser moving. And then we're going to give it some power. Might be good if we turned on the headlight. We're going to go to the outside now and jump up and around and back off, so you can see the town of Flagstaff and the station. Here you have the town of Flagstaff. Got to hit that horn. And you got the bell going. A little late on the horn for the crossing there. And then you got the other side headed towards East Flagstaff. Turn the bell off over here, jump back in the cab, and you can see we're inside the cab, and our speed is allowed to be 45, and we're already at 35. So we're cruising along here. What we'll do is we'll go outside and we'll hover above it like a drone so we can see the landscape. Then we can go to the rear of the train, which has a pusher locomotive, and you can see the train is auto racks and it's curving around. We'll jump back inside. They're headed towards East Flagstaff. Got windshield wipers here if it starts raining. We got a bell. We got a horn. The bell goes on with the horn. Let's hit the bell. We got a crossing here coming up. We'll turn the bell off now. A little over the speed limit, so we'll notch it back. Got all kinds of sounds in here, simulated sounds like in a real locomotive. It is, for all practical purposes, you're driving a train. And you got all the indications in here, the instruments, the air brake, everything, different lights. Got a visor you could put down here. Still got to back off. We'll give her a little air and hit the. I think we got another crossing coming up here. No. Should start slowing down. got something going on. We could jump on to the outside of the train and stand on the railing and take a look in between the locomotives here. Oh, just missed the crossing there. Jump around to the front of the locomotive, standing on the stairs here. Get another view. Okay, we got another crossing coming up. And here we go across the crossing. Can come in here like a drone, a flying drone, and fly right next to the locomotive, get in close. Got all the lighting up here, just like on the railroads, This is the Seligman subdivision in Arizona. We'll just cruise for a while. You can just dig it without me talking. Get a noise in here, don't know why. Figure it out. Computers, what can I tell you? Try to figure out what's going on here. There we go. Got a speed of 90 miles an hour now. We're just cruising. Kick it up to run 3. Hear the motors rev up. Look out the side window here. Good train, look out the left side window. Oh, actually, on this locomotive, I already featured that. So on some locomotives, you can click this little heads-out thing here, and it goes just outside the window. Not on this locomotive. Cut it back a little overspeed here. So we're in Arizona and we're heading out on the Seligman sub, heading eastbound. Now another thing you can do, we've got another locomotive coming this way. Good. This is like programmed locomotives. AI. Going the other way. Jump back in the cab here. Switch sides so you can really see it. End of that train. So what else should I cover here? You could jump back, engine by engine. You can see the rest of the train. You can go ahead and wait for the train to go by. Get back in the locomotive here. We're way over speed. Got all kinds of brakes. Got dynamic brakes on here. We're slowing down now. See, we're rapidly slowing down. Kind of on a downgrade here. So I'm showing you in kind of a hectic fashion everything, and it's not that hectic because sometimes I actually meditate. I come in here and I jump in the cab and I just cruise, watch the landscape. Actually, these routes are patterned pretty close to the actual route that you would be on. Like, let's say you might get a route in Arizona, the Slickman Sub, or you might get a route in Montana, the Bozeman Sub, or whatever. So you got different routes, and you can use the engines, just put them in there, and they appear. But I love this engine because of the beat up look, you know, and so what we'll do is we'll kind of watch her go by here. We'll hit the camera. We're headed towards Winslow. We'll watch the whole thing go by. These are auto rack cars. There's new cars in here. Go across the states every day. Then we got a helper engine here on the back. GP60, I believe that is. So we'll follow in behind the GP60. We'll check it out. Getting over speed again. We'll go up to the cab and we'll go back to the back engine. This is the back engine, which is a little bit more modern. This is an engine I was telling you about that has more bells and whistles. You got all kinds of switches for things like instrument lights and stuff like that. There you go. This is like would be the caboose. This is like the last engine on the train. And here's the front engine. We're slowing down now to a crawl. Just like we would if, let's say, we got some lights that said, okay, you got to stop here till you another train passes or whatever. So anyway, there's a whole bunch more stuff I could show you in this game. I call it a game, but actually this is like a flight simulator. You can learn how to operate locomotive with tonnage and the whole bit. You can get into bad accidents, hit cars, so you have to know what you're doing. Hit other railroad cars, get on the wrong track, have head-on collisions. I mean, anything's possible because it's like real railroading. So anyway, let me get back to, hold on. We'll pause that and we'll come back to me. So that's it, people. Just thought I'd give you a little charge there of what it's like to be actually in a locomotive. It's super realistic. It's true to form. Everything has to be done just like on a railroad. And incidentally, if you ever wondered what was behind me here, see these little buildings behind me, and well, that's actually a model, HO model scale railroad that goes around my whole office, my whole room here. And I can operate and run locomotives around the room and stuff like that, and build small structures. It's just a hobby. It's a thunder hobby. So anyway, I'm going to leave it there today and hope this comes out, and I'll throw this up on the channel for everybody, just to get your mind off all the other shit. And I'll be back with more commentary later. So, oh, incidentally, before I go, I could say I got this love of trains from my dad, and it was way, way back in the early days of Arizona, back in the 50s and stuff, and we traveled to places like Flagstaff, and the big deal with my dad was trains, and then that's what I caught the bug, and never been the same since. Doesn't matter if it contradicts with natural law or anything to me. It's like it represents to me as a kid, it represented power and excitement and wonder, actually. So, and I actually got to crawl around in real locomotives when I was a kid. I used to go down to the roundhouse, and they even took me out in the yard in them, so I was hooked forever. Anyway, hope you enjoyed that short video, and so I'll just say adios until I see you next time. Hope you got a whole